Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
No energy at all. Good morning, children.
Good morning, ma'am.
We were learning about harmful microorganisms in the previous class. And we learned about communicable diseases. Who can tell me what do you mean by communicable diseases? Samuel, can you say? What are communicable diseases?
Diseases which spread by air, water, food, and physical contact.
Very good. So diseases which get transmitted from an affected person to a healthy person are known as communicable diseases, and there are different agents or different ways by means of which these diseases will get spread: through contaminated food and water, air, physical contact, and different vectors of carriers. And some of the carriers also we discussed last class: mosquitoes, housefly, etc. And we learned the different methods by means of which you can prevent the breeding of mosquitoes. Where do mosquitoes lay eggs, children? Where do they breed?
In what?
In water means, give an adjective for this water.
I mean, a bottle of water.
In a bottle of water.
In the water which stays
rainwater. The water that is staying still, or you can say in stagnant water, the water which is not flowing. If the water is flowing, then there is no chance for them to breed there. Wherever water is lying stagnant, there they can lay the eggs. Hundreds of eggs they will lay. And if all these hatch into larvae and finally into adults, then they can easily be the carriers of different diseases. But today we are going to learn about some of the diseases found in or disease causing organisms in both animals and plants. Already we learned a few diseases which are caused by microbes in human beings. Not only human beings, other animals and plants are also affected by these microbial diseases. So let us learn about those. Okay. Can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Disease-causing microorganisms. So here you can see some disease-causing microorganisms. Anthrax. Anthrax is a disease which is caused both in human beings and cattle. Cattle is also affected by this disease as well as human beings. The name of the disease is anthrax. It's a respiratory disease. And this is caused by bacterium. Bacterium is singular of bacteria. Bacillus anthracis. You should know the name of, this is a scientific name. The scientific name of this bacterium, you should know. Bacillus. From that itself, we can, have you learned about different shapes of bacteria? Rod shape, spiral shape. Have you learned? No. Bacillus means, yes. So bacillus, these are rod-shaped bacteria. So bacillus anthracis, that is the name of the bacterium that causes the disease anthrax. So you can be asked, name a disease, a bacterial disease found in animals, or a bacterial disease which can affect both human beings and cattle, or else name the causative organism of anthrax. So you should know these. Only very few diseases found in animals we are learning. 2 diseases, one viral disease and one bacterial disease, even though there are several diseases, but you need to learn only 2 for the time being, or in 8th standard you need to learn only these 2 diseases. Anthrax, caused by the bacterium Bacillus anthracis. It affects both human beings and cattle. Next one, foot and mouth disease. This is found in cattle. This is a viral disease. So if you are asked to name a viral disease found in cattle, then you can write foot and mouth disease. And foot and mouth disease is caused by a virus. When it is a multiple choice question, it can be asked, foot and mouth disease is caused by virus, bacteria, protozoan. What else? Protozoan, bacterium, virus. What else we have learned? Fungus. So when these options are given, only if you know the causative organism, you will be able to choose the correct option. Then let's learn about some diseases found in plants. Here you can see the pictures of wheat and rice plant. Microorganisms, they can even cause diseases in plants like rice, wheat, potato, sugarcane, apple, orange. Not only these plants. Now don't think that only these plants are affected by microbes, all the other plants are safe. It's not like that. They have given a few examples. And once the plants are affected by these diseases, you know what is going to happen, because the yield, the productivity will be less. Why the farmers are growing these crops? So that he can get a better yield, better profit. But here, when these are affected by these diseases, they cannot grow healthy. If the plants are not healthy, their crop yield, the productivity will be reduced. Then the farmers will be forced to use some chemicals to kill these microbes. So we had already learned that as far as possible, we should go for organic farming, but limited use. At times, we need to carry out limited use of these chemicals in order to protect the crops. But when it is excess, then it can be very dangerous. Limited uses, okay, when there are no other alternatives available. Okay, so once again, I will repeat, both plants and animals are affected by microbial diseases apart from human beings. Human beings, for sure, we are affected by several microbial diseases. Apart from them, plants as well as animals are affected by microbial diseases. And we learned about two microbial diseases found in animals. One is foot and mouth disease, which is caused by virus found in cattle. And another disease is anthrax. That is a bacterial disease. It is caused by the bacterium Bacillus anthracis. And this affects not only cattle, but also human beings. Then we learned about the plants which are affected by, some plants which are affected by microbial diseases. Rice, wheat, potato, sugarcane, apple, orange. And once these plants are affected by these diseases, they cannot grow healthy. When they are unhealthy, the yield will be reduced. Then what the farmers will be forced to do, they will have to apply some chemicals to kill these microbes so that the plants can grow healthy. Is it clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Some common plant diseases. You need to learn these names. Citrus canker, as you can see, it is found on, or it is affecting which plants? What is given in the picture?
Citrus plants.
That I understood. Can you name some citrus plants?
Lemon,
Orange, lemon. Okay. So here you can see lemon. So it is affected by a disease known as citrus canker. And rust of wheat, you can see how the leaves are coated with brown colored patches that you call as rust of wheat. Then there is yellow vein mosaic disease. Mosaic means that a mixture of so many patch. You might have seen mosaic tiling, mosaic floor. The different chips are mixed up and they floor. Isn't it? Flooring is done using different chips. And similarly, here you can see patch. It is not in a particular pattern. You can see yellow vein mosaic disease. And this is found, the veins turn yellow. And this disease is found in okra. You know what is okra?
Lady's finger.
Very good. Lady's finger or bindi. So this disease is affecting. Just a minute, children. Once again, I'll repeat the diseases found in plants. Citrus canker. Children, many more diseases are there. Here, a few examples are given. Citrus canker. And the next one, rust of wheat. And the third one, yellow vein mosaic disease. And citrus canker is a bacterial disease. Whereas rust of wheat is a fungal disease and virus causes yellow vein mosaic disease. You need to know these names and causative organism because it can be asked, name a viral disease found in plants or a bacterial disease found in plants. So you should know the mode of transmission, the microbe that causes that particular disease. Okay, so table is given in your textbook also. Once again, I will repeat it. Citrus canker, as you know, from the name itself, you can understand this disease will affect citrus fruits caused by bacteria and it spreads through air. Then rust of wheat is a fungal disease. It can be transmitted through air and the spoiled seeds. Then yellow vein mosaic disease, it's a viral disease. It is transmitted through insects. Once again, citrus canker, rust of wheat, and yellow vein mosaic disease of bindi or okra or lady's finger. And the bacterial disease, example, bacterial disease found in plants, citrus canker.
Citrus canker.
Yellow vein mosaic disease is a viral disease. And if you're asked to name a fungal disease, you can write rust of wheat. So a few examples are given. Many more examples are there. Can I change the slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, before we proceed to the next topic, let's have a quick recap of what we learned. We learned about different diseases found in plants and animals. All are ready to answer my questions? Children, I'm repeating again. If your videos are off, I will not mark attendance. When I post absentees' names in the group, don't tell me that I was present. Aryan informed me, his case is okay. The rest of them. And when I post absentees' names in the class group, don't tell me that I was present. If there are some connectivity issues, leave me a message. Okay, I will verify it, whether you are saying it correctly or not. But other than that, without any information, if you turn off your video, I'm not going to give you attendance. Asad, Jagan, Nigel, Faisal Sheikh, Asim. You can leave me a message. If you have connectivity issues, you send me a message. Okay, so we'll just have a quick recap. Name a bacterial disease found in cattle and human beings. Alan? A bacterial disease found in human beings and cattle. Both are affected by this disease. Can you name it, Alan? Alan?
Anthrax.
Anthrax. And which bacterium causes it, Avnida?
Bacterium Bacillus anthracis.
Anthracis. Okay. Whereas the name of the disease is anthrax, X. But here it is anthracis. So spelling you have to learn. Bacillus anthracis. Then we learned about a viral disease found in cattle. Dave, can you name the viral disease found in cattle? Very simple, very easy disease. Easy in the sense to name. Anthrax is a bacterial disease, dear. Viral disease, I asked. Who can help him? Yes.
Foot mouth disease.
Foot and mouth disease. Can you repeat it, Dave?
Foot and mouth disease.
Very good. Foot and mouth disease. Then we learned about different diseases found in plants also. And can you name a bacterial disease found in plants, Advait? A bacterial disease found in plants. I'll give you a clue. Starts with C.
Citrus.
That also, second part also starts with C. What more clue I can give you? Sharanya, can you say?
Yes, ma'am. Citrus canker.
Very good. Citrus canker. Advait will repeat it now.
Citrus canker.
It is caused by what, Advait? Which microbe?
Bacteria.
Bacterium. It is a bacterial disease. Then, give me an example for a viral disease found in plants. Kiran? Viral disease.
Yellow vein mosaic.
Yellow vein mosaic disease. It affects which plant, Neha? Yellow vein mosaic is affecting which plant?
Okra.
Okra or our lady's finger. Then one more disease we learned, a fungal disease. Which one was that? Akash?
Lamb yellow vein mosaic.
Fungal disease. That means you didn't hear what Neha said. She told that yellow vein mosaic is a viral disease. I'm asking you a fungal disease.
Rest of wheat.
Wheat. Rest of wheat is a fungal disease found in plants. Okay. And if plants are affected by these diseases, what will happen? What happens? Afreen, what happens if plants are affected by disease? What will reduce?
Ma'am, they will not grow. Like
They will not grow and they will not produce what? Dion, just help her out.
Yes, ma'am.
You know the answer, Dion?
Can you repeat the question?
If plants are affected by these diseases, what will happen? There are many things that will happen, but one point that we learned. Yes, Dion?
And they will die.
And they will die means Dia?
Reduce crop yield.
The crop yield will get reduced. Okay, Dion, can you repeat?
The crop yield will be reduced.
Yield means what? The productivity. Quality products. See, when these plants, we already learned about different steps in agriculture, different steps or different agricultural practices carried out by the farmer. So he will get the yield towards the end. And this yield that decides is that is a result of what efforts he had been carrying out throughout that particular period while growing the plants. And if the yield is less, the farmer will be at financial loss. So there'll be reduction in the crop yield. Yield is productivity. And Afreen, repeat, it will reduce?
it will reduce crop yield.
Yield. You understood what is meant by crop yield, the productivity of the crop. Less products, and even if products are there, it will have less quality because the plants are affected by the disease. So the quality and quantity of the products will be affected. Okay, shall we continue with the next topic?
Yes.
And we already learned when I gave an introduction regarding the harmful microbes, I had told you that microorganisms can grow on food items. When not preserved properly, microorganisms can grow on food items and they will produce what?
Toxic substances.
Toxic substances. Toxic substances means? Toxic substance.
Poison.
Poisonous substances. Toxic substances means poisonous substances. And if you take these spoiled food, then you will get affected by food poisoning. You might develop vomiting, diarrhea, or in severe cases, I told, the person can even die. It can be fatal also. So you have to be very careful. You have to preserve the food properly, and spoiled food should never be eaten. And how can you make out that the food is spoiled? How can you make out? Suppose you want to know that this food item is spoiled or not, what you will do? Hey, Sadvait.
Change in smell.
You will check the smell. The smell will change. Then only smell will change, children.
And color.
Color will change. Color will change. Then one more thing. If you try, actually you should not taste. If you feel that the smell and the color has changed, you should never taste. But if you're tasting it, will it taste the same?
No.
ma'am.
No, the taste will be very bad. It will change. The normal taste you will not get. So taste, smell, color, everything will change. So you can make out that the food is spoiled. Now let's see more about food poisoning. Children, is it time already for us to wind up?
No, ma'am.
10:30 is our
10:30.
time. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Food poisoning could be due to the consumption of food spoilt by some microorganisms. When you eat some food that has already been spoilt by microorganisms, you might get food poisoning. Microorganisms, once they grow on these food items, they will release some poisonous substances, toxic substances. Eating such food can cause serious illness and even death of the person. So it's a very dangerous. You should not take this matter very lightly. Hence, it is very important that we preserve the food, because food is also precious. We should not waste it. And we have to preserve it properly so that the food will not get spoiled. Once the food is spoiled, you have to throw it off. And food is also very precious because there are many people in different parts of the world who are starving, who are not getting sufficient food. So we have to be very careful and we have to preserve the food. You can avoid it from getting spoiled and you can save yourself from food poisoning too. Once again, I'll repeat the points. Food poisoning is due to consumption, consuming or eating the food that has been spoiled by some microorganisms. And why such food is getting spoiled when microorganisms grow? They are producing some toxic substances. And what will happen if you eat these substances? You will become seriously ill and you can even die. So we have to be very careful. We should preserve the food and prevent it from getting spoiled. So by preserving the food, we are protecting yourself from food poisoning and you're avoiding food wastage. Okay, so now we are going to learn some methods by means of which you can preserve food. You can see all these are stale or spoiled food. See, carrots, spoiled, bread. Again, you can see all the fungal growth over there and many vegetables spoiled. Food is spoiled by microorganisms. Spoiled food has bad smell and bad taste and even the flavor changes. Food can be preserved. How can you preserve it? By protecting it from microorganisms. Food can be protected or preserved by protecting it from microorganisms. And once the food is spoiled, its smell, taste, then color, all that will change. There are different methods of food preservation. Now, let me ask you some of the methods of food preservation. Don't see the textbook. I don't want you to read it out from the textbook. You might have seen your mother or grandmother preserving food items in the kitchen. You might have observed. You don't have to do all these. I think some of you might be helping your parents too, but still, you might have observed it. Who can tell me? Let it be wrong, no problem. I can also learn some new methods of food preservation. How do you preserve food? For example, excess, maybe in the season, mango season, excess mangoes you got. You cannot finish it even if 5 members or 4 members at home. With that, we cannot finish off the entire mangoes. After eating, you might give some to neighbors also. Still, you have so much excess. How do you preserve it? Not only this, I just gave you an example. Yes?
Ma'am, by
Keep
keeping
it in fridge.
You will keep inside the fridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then,
Ma'am, by using salt.
by salting it. If it is raw mango, you have seen people cutting it into small pieces, or as such, the mango can be put in salt water and it can be preserved. Or
Yes.
after cutting it into small pieces, salt can be spread and you can preserve it. You can dry it under the sun after applying salt also, different techniques. Then, don't think only about mango. I just gave you an example. Any other food item also you can include. Yes, what else? So by adding salt, Then by keeping inside the refrigerator. Any other methods?
Keeping in the sunlight.
Keeping, that means you're drying it. Why you're doing it? Huh? Why you're keeping under sunlight? So that sun can have some. What is the reason? Why? You have already learned this in the previous class, previous chapter. A clue you have got. Huh?
Ma'am,
Yes, Diya?
the moisture in it.
You know that the more the amount of moisture, the easy to get spoiled. So microorganisms will thrive well when there is moisture. If moisture is reduced, then microorganisms cannot grow and you can preserve these food items. So spreading under the sun. What do you spread under the sun? Which food item? What do you have observed? Yes?
Like some chili.
Chili. Then chilies we used to do so. Then
Pulses. Mango.
mango. Pulses as such, when you get it is dried. And if you want, if you see some insects there, then you can spread under the sun. Other than that, children?
Mango.
Something which is
Mango.
dried and kept.
Mango.
Mango also. Then only mango. Any vegetable you can dry like this. Other than that, only vegetables? Only vegetables?
No, ma'am, fruits also.
Okay. Fruits also. What about fish? Salted fish you all like?
Yes, ma'am.
How it is
Yes,
prepared?
ma'am.
How it is
By
prepared?
keeping in the sun.
It will be, salt will be applied and it will be spread under the sun. Otherwise, what will happen? Within a day, it will get spoiled. After 24 hours, if you keep fish outside for 24 hours, it cannot even 24 hours, it can get spoiled. So these people, even prawns you might have seen now, they just dry them under the sun so that the moisture content will be removed and you can preserve. No need of fridge. You can keep outside for even months. Yes or no? What else, children? What else? Any other methods? Only about salt you said. And I give you an example of excess, so many mangoes at home and that too ripe mangoes. What else you can prepare with that?
Ma'am, pickling.
That is with raw mango, no? If it is ripe,
Then we can simply eat it.
simply eat. How much you will eat? Only what your tummy can hold. Mango pulp, that also can be dried and you can preserve it. But you're not coming to that point. You know, some of you are fond of that.
Mama, you will eat simply.
I will simply eat till your tummy breaks, no?
No, not that.
Children, think what else we can make with fruits.
A salad.
With mango, you will make salad. I don't know, salads also can be made. Who can say?
Ma'am,
We can make jam with it.
Yes, Abin told, no? Abin Anthony, very good. You don't make jams? Haven't you heard about jams, squashes, jellies?
Ma'am,
I think jam, I think, yes. Yes, Diya?
I meant squash.
Squash. Squash can be made. And even jams. By adding what into this squashes or jams, which preservative you are adding when you prepare at home? You add salt?
Sugar.
Sugar. So just like salt, sugar is also a good preservative because both salt and sugar can reduce the moisture content in the food items and it can be preserved. So we will learn about different methods of food preservation in the next class. Okay, today we don't have time. So I'll take the attendance and wind up. And you can also find out some methods in next class.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So thank you, children. See you next class. Revise what we learned today. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.